You're watching HCC News with Seth Cox, Hannah Arthur, and Nick Wall with sports.
Hello and welcome to another edition of HCC News. I'm Hannah Arthur.
And I'm Seth Cox. Here's what has been happening around Hutchinson this week. A Hutchinson man suffered severe shoulder and possible head injuries Tuesday after being struck by a vehicle while crossing 17th Avenue near Lorraine Street. The victim was not in a marked crosswalk at the time and was hit by an SUV that was driving westbound on 17th. Police blocked off the intersection at 17th and Lorraine to conduct their investigation. Hutchinson Police Sergeant Brian Hurt stated that alcohol did not appear to be a factor in this accident.
A 12-year-old girl was hit and killed by a police car in South Wichita this past Monday. Sources say the girl and her older cousin were attempting to cross the road when her cousin saw the cars coming, stopped, and tried to get her cousin to stop as well. The police officer's vision may have been hindered by a car in the lane closest to the girl, and he was receiving a robbery call at the time. The girl was pronounced dead at the scene.
If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, the Hutchinson Community College Theater Department is hosting the 24-hour Play Festival. Students, faculty, and community members get 24 hours to write, produce, and perform their own shows.
I expect some comedy and maybe a little bit of drama, and just who knows what's going to happen. That's the fun part. We have no idea what it's about. It will be brand new. What happens is 6 playwrights and 6 directors and a bunch of actors and a bunch of technicians get together, and in 24 hours the playwrights actually write the plays overnight, and then the next day the directors and actors show up and they rehearse those plays, and we throw some technical elements at them and we put it all together after only 24 hours of work. So the plays haven't even been written yet.
It was very challenging. It pushes you, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people from around the community, from around Kansas, actually. It's just a lot of fun.
We have faculty members and community members. We have colleagues from other campuses. For example, we have a playwright coming from Wichita State University, and she's going to write with us. We have students from other schools, some high school students from Hutch High and some from Great Bend, and just a lot of different people. Anyone can attend the show. Of course, since the plays haven't been written yet, we don't actually know anything about content, whether there might be objectionable content for children. We do advise that parents not bring children under 5 to the theater.
Parents trying to contact Hutchinson High School this past week may have gotten a voicemail message instead of a real person. That's because the voice-over IP system that runs the school phones was down for repair. Spokesman Ray Hemmen said the technicians were working to fix the problem and that parents had nothing to worry about in terms of emergency situations, as teaching staff were allowed to carry cell phones. The problem is expected to be repaired before the end of next week.
The Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center received a generous $10,000 donation this week, which was later matched by the Patty Carey Education Endowment. The combined $20,000 will allow at least 40 bus loads of students from various surrounding schools to come and visit the Cosmosphere. The Cosmosphere began this fundraising effort after discovering a 24% drop in the number of school field trips since 2009. The Cosmosphere is continuing to accept donations to the field trip fund, and the next $15,000 in contributions will also be doubled.
There are lots of great organizations to be involved with at HCC. 2 of them had bake sales this past Valentine's Day to raise money for their groups. We went to find out what they were selling and why.
KNEA is just, we're the branch of the NEA, which is the National Educators Association, and basically we advocate for future teachers. Like, we wrote letters to legislature ensuring that we have jobs. And we do teacher awareness, which is exactly what we're doing, teacher appreciation. We're basically showing that we care about our teachers and they're a very important part of us. We're doing a Valentine's Day fundraiser. Basically, we're just selling a bunch of stuff, Valentine's Day stuff for students and teachers. We're going to deliver the stuff after 2, so to the teachers, and students can also buy it so that they can give them to their sweetheart or anybody they want.
This is for the Gay Straight Alliance on campus. The Gay Straight Alliance mission is to promote a healthier balance between the gay community and the straight community, and we strive for equality across the board. Doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, male, female, black, white. It's our #1 goal. We are doing a Valentine's Day bake sale, trying to raise money for the group. We're also doing a chili cook-off and selling raffle tickets.
So Seth, are you involved in any organizations on campus?
No, I am not. I live in McPherson, so between transporting here and doing homework, I don't really have the time.
I'm not either. I also live out of town in Newton, so I don't have the time.
Stay with us. When we come back, Nick is here with a look at sports, and we'll find out what HCC students think about a controversial new ruling on conceal and carry in this week's Campus Talk.
And welcome back to HCC News for Sports. I'm Nick Wall. Well, the HCC men's basketball team continued its role with a comeback victory on the road at arch-rival Butler County Community College Saturday, February 11th. The Dragons fell into a deep hole early, connecting on just 10 of 26 shots in the first half while committing 14 turnovers. Butler's defense befuddled the Dragons for much of the game as the Grizzlies built a 15-point lead before HCC guard Anthony Thomas hit a half-court buzzer beater to pull HCC within 12 at 36-24 at the half. The second half was a different story, though, as HCC found the creases in the Butler zone. The Dragons went 4 of 8 from long range in the second half and called all the way back to take down the Grizzlies 62-64 at the power plant in El Dorado. Forward Alex Davis was strong in the paint, grabbing his second straight double-double with 16 points and 14 boards. Guard Roselle Nunn also chipped in with 15 points, including a career-high 3 three-point field goals. And turning to girls basketball, well, some games you look forward to and you circle them on the schedule, but the February 11 matchup with rival Butler wasn't one of them. The Lady Dragons coming into the game at 23-0 and ranked #2 in NJCAA women's basketball might have been looking past the struggling Grizzlies early as a lackluster performance saw HCC leading just 25-22 at the half. But the Dragons picked up the intensity in the second half, shooting 15 of 27 from the field and outscoring Butler 45-21 in the second half to move to a school record tying 24-0 on the season. They are now 11-0 in Jayhawk Conference play. Guard Elise Barlow led the way with 17 points on the night, and forward Jackie Patterson was strong inside, notching 16 points and 9 rebounds. Guard Laura Patrick also had 13 points for the Lady Dragons. Both the men and women will be back in action in the sports arena Saturday, February 18th to play host to Barton County. The women tip off at 5 while the men play after the conclusion of the women's games in a pivotal matchup with the Cougars. HCC and Barton are tied for third place in the Jayhawk West standings at 7-4 this season. And it was a big week for Division I basketball in the state of Kansas as well, as Kansas State and KU faced off in the second installment of the Sunflower Hoop Showdown, this time in Manhattan. Solid Kansas defense and a mistake-prone first half, including 5 turnovers by KSU's freshman point guard Angel Rodriguez, saw the Jayhawks take a 28-18 lead into halftime. But Kansas State would battle back in the second half, eventually taking a 1-point lead at 37-36 before 2 key Tyshawn Taylor three-pointers and a critical technical foul on Kansas State's Thomas Gibson allowed Kansas to escape Manhattan with the 59-53 win. And Wichita State, who knocked off number 15 Creighton over the weekend, tacked on another win over Missouri State, besting the Bears 73-58 to move to 14-2 in the Missouri Valley Conference play. The win also clinched at least a share of the regular season Valley title, an honor that the Shockers haven't held since the 2005-2006 season that saw the Shockers reach the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The Shockers have now moved into the Associated Press Top 25 and currently sit ranked number 24 in the nation. And though the weather might not agree, it is almost baseball-softball season for the HCC ball clubs. The baseball team opens its season this weekend as they travel south to Texas to take on Temple College. The softball squad will open with a short trip to Sterling to take on the Sterling College JV Friday afternoon. And that's all I have for sports. Let's go back over to Hannah for campus talk.
Thanks, Nick. The Kansas House is discussing a bill this week that would allow those with concealed carry permits to have weapons in government buildings, including college campuses. We went to find out HCC students' opinions on this bill, as well as why they chose to come to HCC in this week's campus talk.
Why'd you choose to come to Hutchinson Community College?
I'm from Andale, Kansas, and it's close, and volleyball.
I came here because I want to be far away from home. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I play volleyball here, so I got a scholarship.
The JUCO football program is a great program, and actually one of my high school members is a coach here now, so he attracted me here pretty quick.
To play basketball, and it's just a good school academically.
The Kansas House is about to vote on a bill this week that would allow those with conceal and carry permits to carry a gun into government buildings, including college campuses. Do you think that's all right, or should that be looked at again?
I think it's perfectly fine. I would carry a gun.
I think it should be looked at again. I don't think that's fine at all. Why would you want to carry a gun on campus?
That should definitely be looked at again. I definitely don't trust any random person with a gun on campus, especially if they're in my class.
I think they should make it really strict to how they do it, so there's limitations and stuff. Okay. So not just anyone can carry it.
Same way?
Yeah.
Think the same thing?
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I don't want guns on campus at all.
It could cause a problem with kids. Things could escalate to more serious issues than it really is. A fight could turn into a really serious issue with someone pulling their gun out. So I think that they should take a second look at it. I don't think that it's smart, and I don't think that any of you guys would think it's smart to be walking around with me if I had my gun on me right now. What would you think if I did that? So I think they should take a second look at it, and definitely if they end up passing it, there should be some more criteria to it. It just can't be a person or a kid that just has their gun license, because that wouldn't be safe.
So what do you think about the new gun law allowing people with a permit to carry guns onto government property?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, they have permits, and that's what permits are for, so I don't see what's the harm in it.
Yeah, I agree. I think as long as they're able to prove that they have their license, it's okay with me.
I mean, I'm not a gun owner, but I just don't have any problem with other people owning guns. But
as long as they're responsible.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Well, that is all we have for this week. We hope you'll join us again next week. For HCC News, I'm Seth Cox.
And I'm Hannah Arthur.
And I'm Nick Wall. Make it a great week.
HCC News is a production of the Broadcast and Media Technology program of Hutchinson Community College. For more information on the program or to submit your story ideas, please call 665-3433.